Dash Dilek, welcome to Tibet TV's program on Tibet support groups. Today we will discuss on Indo-Tibetan Friendship Association based in Dharamshala. Indo-Tibetan Friendship Association, founded in 1995, is the longest and the largest Tibet support group based in Dharamshala, where His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama's residence and Central Tibetan administration are based. Let us discuss the workings of Indo-Tibetan Friendship Association with its president, Mr. Ajit Neheriaji. Welcome to Tibet TV, Mr. Ajit Neheriaji.
Thank you for inviting me and giving me the opportunity to share my views about our association.
Sir, Indo-Tibetan Friendship Association is celebrating its 25 years of existence for the cause of Tibet. So, first of all, tell us about its journey.
The Indo-Tibetan Friendship Association Dharamsala was founded, as you know, it was founded in 1995, 25 years back, and this is 25th year going on. The formation of this association was basically the idea of some of the local people from this area. In the year 1989, His Holiness was conferred the Nobel Peace Prize, and His Holiness is a personality worldwide known and followed by people worldwide. So we, the local people of this area, thought that we should also be a part of this celebration, and just to celebrate the conferment of Nobel Peace Prize on His Holiness the Great 14th Dalai Lama, we thought of doing something which is unique and which is helpful for the Tibetan freedom struggle cause. So we got together a few of our friends, and we thought of having a platform through which we can just express our pleasure and our feelings towards the Tibetan cause and toward Tibetan people. So we thought of forming this organization. Our main cause to form this organization was to highlight the issue of Tibet, the freedom struggle of Tibetan movement, and of course to celebrate the conferment of Nobel Peace Prize on His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama. So that was the main reason that we formed this association, and the local people have been devoted to this association and have been working all the time for the main cause that we have of this association. So that is how we formed this association, and it's going on still, and we hope that in future as well we will be going with our aims and objectives of the association, and we hope to do better.
Sir, one of the major aims of your association is to highlight the issue of Tibet. To do so, can you tell us about what kind of activities your association undertakes, and also tell us a little bit about members?
The activities that we mainly take, is our association is to highlight the cause of the Tibet, and to bring about the peace and harmony between the two communities who are living here, the Indian community and the Tibetan community, and we have been working in this direction since our the organization was formed, and mainly the local people who are living here and have been living since ages, especially when I come from this area, my forefathers, they have been from this area itself, So since the Tibetans came over here, and it was only the local community here before, but when the Tibetans came in 1959, my grandfather or my fathers, they were staying here in this area, So we thought of that, since the government of India invited, Tibetan, they have been given refuge in India, So being a local, it becomes our responsibility to support them, and to make them feel at home, to make them feel that they are living in their home away from home. So this was the main reason that we formed this association, and we have like 25 to 30 executive members from the Indian side, and the same from the Tibetan side. So it's quite a big organization. A lot of members are there, and association's main reason for forming is to celebrate the festivals of both the communities, to have cultural exchanges, to come together with both the communities, to know each other better, by getting involved in the festivals, like when there's a Losar, we get invited by Tibetan friends, and when there's a Diwali, we distribute sweets among Tibetan friends, and this is how we come close to each other, knowing each other's families and traditions and culture, and so this is how we doing it.
Okay, sir. Many Tibet support groups in India believe that Tibet's freedom being India's security. So, sir, how important do you think is the freedom of Tibet for India's security and peace, sir?
Well, I think it is very important for India's peace, that Tibet should be free, and Tibet should be recognized as an independent country by, by the UN. Because, if we see historically and practically, we don't have borders with China. We have borders with Tibet. And had it been Tibet, had Tibet been a free country, we would have been better relations with our neighbors, So, as you know that with China, just recently in Ladakh, we had big time problem with the China, and they have been, they are doing incursion in the Indian territory. And it's not only Ladakh, so the whole northern region, China have been involved in the, cross-border, interference, every time. And I guess that if Tibet is a free country and Tibet is safe and Tibet is free, India will have a very good neighbor with, along the border, So I think it's very important for the safety of, peace and safety of India as well, that Tibet should be a free country, because then we will not have a border with China. As you know, China have been involved in many activities which is worldwide known. The recently COVID-19 pandemic is supposed to be originated from China itself. So we can see the source of this pandemic is still not known, whether it is being developed or it is a natural disease. So we think that to have a border with Tibet, India will have a very peaceful atmosphere, I guess.
Okay, sir. One of your association's major activities is to organize the Himalayan Festival in order to celebrate the conferment of Nobel Peace Prize on His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama. So, sir, tell us a little bit about its impact and how is the response from public, sir?
Well, the impact, I think it's a great impact, because it is very important to highlight the issue of Tibet. So we have different purposes to celebrate this festival. The main is to celebrate the conferment of Nobel Peace Prize on His Holiness, and then to tell people about the Tibet issue. By highlighting the Tibet culture, by having the cultural performances in the festival. So we invite people from local region, from local areas as well to this festival, and people get to know about the Tibet. If if you go down the valley, people hardly know about the Tibet and Tibetan people. So our main purpose is to highlight the Tibet issue and to tell Indian people as well about the Tibetan, their culture, the way of living, and that the government that they are having here in exile, and to educate people about the Tibetan, so that they become aware of Tibetan issue. Until unless we highlight, we tell about the Tibetan communities, Tibetan culture, Tibetan religion, people will not know about the Tibet issue. If you ask somebody from Punjab, about the Tibetan issue, they will hardly know about it. And I guess as a president of the Indo-Tibetan Friends Association, I will be promoting this issue, in future, to tell, to highlight the Tibet issue, across the country, And impact of this festival is great on people, since they come and visit the festival and they see Tibetan people performing there, especially they are showcasing their, culture and tradition, So I think it's very important issue, to highlight this, through this festival,
So recently your association organized a felicitation ceremony in recognition of the enactment of the Tibetan Policy and Support Act of 2020 as a new US law. So how important do you think is this new law, and should the government of India follow this suit?
I think the new law, this Tibetan Support and Policy Act of 2020 being passed by the US government, it is very important. It is very historic law which the US government has passed in support of Tibet. I think the Tibet issue has been highlighted through this law, because as you know, US United States is a very, this is the most powerful country in the world, and if a country like United States of America passes the laws in favor of Tibet, Tibet people in Tibet, I guess it will make a big impact worldwide. Other countries will follow the same, since China has been, in the highlight because of the this COVID-19 pandemic. I guess the Indian government will think about its foreign policy, and will have definitely raise the issue of Tibet in the foreign policy, And as a supporter of Tibet, support group for Tibet, I guess we will do our best to highlight this, that our government should also follow the same path that US government has done in the recent past. And this policy, I think it will have big impact on China as well, because they cannot do whatever they want. They will have to give a second thought to their policies towards Tibetan and the Tibet issue. And if I guess Indian government will definitely do something in this field and have a policy same as the US government has adopted as far as Tibet issue is concerned. And because in this law, as you know, there are so many things that US government has made it a law that the reincarnation of the 15th Dalai Lama will be solely the right of His Holiness himself, Tibetan religious leaders, religious heads, and the Tibetan people. And I think it will have a big impact in future.
Okay, sir, before we wrap up our interview, would you like to give any messages for Tibetans for their Losar?
I would like to wish all the fellow Tibetans a very happy Losar and Tashi Dalek to everyone. And the message for that Losar is that I guess that the prosperity for the Tibetans, the freedom for the Tibet, and happy life and peaceful life to everyone. Yeah.
Thank you so much. With this, we're going to end our interview here. I would like to thank Mr. Ajit Nehriaji for joining our program. Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome. Thank you. And thank you for inviting me. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.